It's New Year's Eve. I'm cooking. There's a video I wanted to put out, and I kind of thought about this a couple of days ago. I'm starting to see a lot of videos out there of working out, and if you guys are, this is for the membership channel for those guys who's going to work out. It's on that top tier, and there's some things before we get into this workout routine that we're going to start on next week. First, hope everybody has a happy New Year. Tomorrow will be New Year's Day. Tonight's New Year's Eve. I'm not going out. I usually don't go out on New Year's because all the drunks trying to drive home. I usually have a big party over at our house every year. Invite the kids over that way. They're where I can see them, grandkids. And then what I want to talk about is and little things that I've learned over the last 35 years, 40 years doing this, working out for softball. Is you have a lot of guys, and I'm not this is just like I talked about in that podcast the other day. This is just another opinion of mine. They have opinions out there, and a lot of these guys that are working out are giving you their opinion. And the reason, I'm going to sit back, my back's hurting me. And I think you need to listen to everybody's opinion and then use your bro science to go and actually experiment with it and test it out and see if it works for you. The reason that I do my workout routines, every one of them, this way, is because from powerlifting, I was taught this, explosive movements, right? And I took my powerlifting routine and turned it into a softball powerlifting routine, dynamic effort. The conjugate system from Lou Simmons, who passed away last year. A hell of a mind on him. And I think a lot of you guys that actually have joined this membership channel need to follow him. He has a Facebook page out there, and listen to his seminars and his podcast on where he talks about applying what he taught me in 1989. And so the way that our industry with working out for softball has gone in the wrong direction is, I see a lot of these pros out there that put out workout routines, and they're doing all the because it looks good, they're doing all the curls, and which curls does nothing for softball. You need an extension, right? You don't use your biceps to do anything with a bat. Everything's a push. That's what you're doing, is a push. So you work on those pushing muscles. So you'll get some guys up there doing curls or doing flies, they're in the gym doing these flies. Well, chest does nothing for softball. Chest, I don't work any chest muscles. I never work any chest muscles. The way I get away from that on my bench press is I don't go wide grip, I go close grip. So close grip takes a lot of pressure off the chest. When you're out wide, what you're doing is you're working the whole chest, and when you bring it in, you're bringing that focus more toward the center and triceps. So the more you bring that weight, that hand position on that bench bar in, you're getting more tries and you're getting more lats, which is softball, and you're getting that little bit of that part right here in the middle of your chest, very little. So what I introduced from my powerlifting routine, because they said, if you can go narrow, the way, and the way I was taught is the more narrow you go, the bigger the bench you're going to have. So my training routine was all narrow. And then when I would compete, I'd go wide, because I wanted to, you're as strong as your weakest link. So I would actually go narrow, which built big tries and big lats, which is what you need in powerlifting with bench press. And then when I would compete, I'd always go wide. So what I found out that that actually helped benefit my power and my swing. And what I see out there is, getting to what I was talking about. What I see out there is, and I'm going to do these videos once a week when I'm talking about, like, this one's about explosive movements, white muscle fiber, compared to dark muscle fiber, and not explosive movements, more of an endurance. Somebody asked me the other day, do you do any cardio? No, I don't, because I don't want to work on endurance. I'm not an outfielder. You know, I am known and have been known for placement and power. You know, hitting the ball down and hard, hitting those golf shots that actually I cut the ball. So hitting those shots where the outfielder will actually step in and then I'll burn him. That's what I've been known for. I tomahawk the ball. You got to be strong to get a tomahawk on the ball. So these are little things that I have worked on in the past that made me a better softball player. And that's basically what you join this channel for, especially when you're on that top tier on the weightlifting part of it. What I want you to do, and I don't want this to be a 30-minute video. What I want you to do is, I want you to work on explosive movements. Every time you grab a bar, every time you grab push downs, don't worry about endurance. You know, there's a couple of guys out there doing 100-day challenge with 100 push-ups a day. Guys, in my opinion, that's going to make you weaker when it comes to softball. Because basically what you're doing is you're doing a cutting routine. You're not doing a strengthening routine. So you're doing a cutting, you do that, you do the 100 push-ups to shape a muscle, not to get muscle mass. So when you're doing 100 push-ups, you're working on endurance. You don't use endurance, because softball is an explosive movement, moving the bat from point A to point B. Please don't do that. If you have to do push-ups, like a lot of you older guys don't go to the gym, what I want you to do, on any type of routine, not only push-ups, but go close grip on them. Go close grip push-ups, right? Don't go out here. Close grip push-ups and doing explosive movements with your elbows in. So don't do the 100 push-up challenge. What I want you to do is, you can do 10 explosive movements. So, and do like 5-6 sets of 10 on the explosive movement. So what you're going to do is you're going to go down, not slow, not a negative. We don't do negatives on my workout routine. So you're going to go down and you're going to blow yourself up off the ground. Or if you're in an angle, blow yourself up almost where you're pushing yourself, and you've got a controller at the top to keep from throwing yourself up. You want to move as fast as you can. What that's going to do is it's going to trigger white muscle fiber. You're going to start getting that boom, that explosive movements. Everything, it's like getting that power when you're boxing or whatever. You want to go bam, white muscle fiber. A lot of you guys have injuries, and whenever I had my injuries, the one thing they told me, because around the injury would create atrophy. So what they wanted you to do in therapy was, you had to fire off. You had to get that muscle where it was popping, because it's got atrophy. So what we would do, with my calf, because it had atrophy when I had the surgery, after the surgery, is I would try to fire off. I would try to push off. I would try to do, whenever I got cleared, toe raises, but I would do them fast, which creates mass. When you have mass, you have power. When you have endurance, you don't have power, you have endurance, right? When you have endurance, when you have white muscle fiber, when you do that 100 push-ups, you have endurance. You don't have power, you have endurance. So there's two different things: white muscle fiber, dark muscle fiber. You want to activate the white muscle fiber when you're doing 100 sets, 100 reps of something. Then what you're doing is you're creating a non-explosive movement. And white muscle fiber, you've got to turn, and what you can do too is you can turn that dark muscle fiber into white muscle fiber. A lot of you guys, the muscle will start getting bigger. When it gets bigger, you'll create that explosive movement. So anytime you guys do my workout routine, anytime you guys do my workout routine, what I want you to focus on is moving the weight from point A to point B as fast as you can. You think about it too, the endurance part, you only got to swing the bat 4 times, maybe 5, a lot of times 3 in senior ball. But if you have a lot of guys in the lineup, but usually average around 4 times. a game. That's 4 explosive movements you need. It's not 100, you know. It's hell, you're lucky enough to get 27, 25 swings in a tournament. So that's the way you have to look at it. You want that explosive power. So everything you're going to do on my workout routine is you're going to move the weight as fast as you can. You're not going to move heavy weight. You're going to move lighter weight as fast as you can. Lou Simmons talks about it in a lot of his podcasts about how to gain strength, how to gain explosive movements, how to just to contract the muscle. That's what we're going to be working on in my workout routines, is contract the muscle as fast and as hard as you can to move 40 to 50% of your max from point A to point B. Almost like, you know, when you guys are doing bench, I want to hear the plates being whack, jumping up off the bar when you hit the top. That's what I want to hear. And it's got to be closed grip. Don't go wide grip. Got to be closed grip. Do not do curls, and do not do any kind of wide push-ups. Don't do over 100. I mean, don't do 100, you know, because you don't want to work on dark muscle fiber. You know, and here's the deal, guys. I'm not saying it's bad for you if you're a senior. I'm just saying what we are working on in this membership channel is to get strength, to get where you're hitting the ball sharp through the infield, sharper. Is a lot of you older guys want, you know, 10, 15 feet added on to the ball. This is the way that I think that I can get you there if we listen to what I say, you know. And that's another thing too. If you go off, because I have so many workout routines that are out there that actually will benefit you, don't go and start doing someone else's. Don't go and listen to them and they, you know, they're telling you different things. I work back traps. I work tries on the triceps, forearms. You know, if you notice, I mean, my forearms are, they're ripped because of the workout routines. Closed grip will make you have big forearms. And anytime you do any kind of workout with your forearms, it's the same way. You're not sitting there going, you're going pop, pop, pop. Everything's popping. You know, even when you're doing, you know, like I'll do skull crushers and I'll pop them at the end. You know, I'll do tricep push downs and I'll grab it and I'll pop it. I'll pop it at the end, which you're getting that forearm work when you're doing your exercises. So guys, this is just a video I wanted to put out there, 12 minutes into this one. I'm going to try to make them short. I'm going to explain before we get into the workout routine what I want you guys to do. And I don't care what everybody else is doing. 100 push-ups a day for 100 days is going to do fucking zero to how far you can hit the ball if you want to get a little bit more pop to the infield. Because basically 60-plus-year-old guys, they just want a little bit more pop. My workout routine will do that, but you got to listen to me on what I have to say. Stay tuned for the next video, guys. Thanks.